Thank you, Dean El-Najjar. Good morning, everyone, and welcome once again to Artsakh Uprooted, Aftermaths of Displacement. There is no question that the loss of Artsakh and the ethnic cleansing of its indigenous Armenian population is the single most catastrophic development in contemporary Armenian history. Armenian religious and cultural heritage is being desecrated, destroyed, and erased in front of our eyes. Armenian prisoners of war, political prisoners, and civilian captives in Azerbaijan are subjected to torture and degrading treatment with no justice in sight. For the over 100,000 Artsakhtsis who have been displaced, the war has not ended because they are in a war of survival every single day. The global Armenian nation is still reeling from collective trauma, trying to come to terms with the loss of an Armenian homeland and the dispossession of its people. The uprooting of Artsakh has and continues to reshape the Armenian world, the Armenian psyche, and indeed, the Armenian narrative. Dispossession, cultural erasure, and ethnic cleansing are not unique to Armenians. Increasingly, we are all witness to the atrocious disregard for human life and human dignity as we watch the horrors in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Sudan, in Yemen, and elsewhere in the world. We, in the 21st century, are facing a profound moral, political, and cultural crisis that has penetrated all our homes and all our hearts. At the Institute, we felt the urgency of being part of a larger global conversation, not to give voice to the voiceless, because as you will see today, they have a voice, but to rectify the selective hearing of the rest of the world and ensure that in light of more legible and visible conflicts, Artsakh doesn't get lost. With a mandate to study contemporary Armenian experiences, we believe that Armenian experiences are human experiences, which have something to contribute to the larger examination of the human condition. We believe that putting Armenian stories in conversation and in context enriches the larger human experience. It is no coincidence that this symposium is taking place in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is not only one of the world's most important metropolises, where economic, cultural, political, and social roads intersect to create new models for the world, but it is also home to the largest, most dynamic, and most important Armenian community in the world. Without a doubt, we are the epicenter of the Armenian diaspora, with the people of Artsakh representing the newest facet of this vibrant mosaic. Artsakh is quite visible and palpable in the topography of our city. We have Artsakh Street in Glendale, Republic of Artsakh Square in West Los Angeles, Zhengyalov huts in the Michelin Guide, and students in the Los Angeles Unified School District, whose birthplace now says Artsakh. Armenians are not the only group for whom this is the case. Our city serves as the capital for myriad diasporas. No such forum had been created for this type of gathering in this important node, one that would allow us to come together in person, in one shared space, as Armenians, as Angelenos, as humans, to collectively process, reflect, grieve, challenge, ask, and dare to envision a better, more just, and more dignified future for all. It is also no coincidence that this event is taking place at USC. First, because we are directly impacted by the developments seemingly so far away. We have students on this campus whose family members are held captive in Azerbaijani prisons. We have faculty and staff with roots in Artsakh. We have students whose family members have perished in the wars for Artsakh's self-determination. We have a prominent Armenian presence on USC campuses for whom the situation of Artsakh is deeply relevant. And we have the privilege of leveraging the intellectual, organizational, and reputational resources of one of the most preeminent universities in the world to tell the Armenian story. This one-day symposium will not and cannot cover every aspect of the Artsakh conflict and its aftermaths. With that said, here are some of the intentions behind what we do have to offer you today. To center the voices and experiences of the people of Artsakh so that they are not once again erased in the telling, narrativization, and presentation of their own dispossession. To provide a day of reckoning, of coming to terms with the recent past, of facing ourselves and the world as hard as that may be. To highlight the interdisciplinary and groundbreaking work being done at USC through the Institute and across campus on Artsakh and beyond that until now has not been visible on this scale. To offer new lenses, angles, perspectives into Artsakh through unexpected themes, unanticipated pairings of participants, and novel modes of presentation. To highlight cutting-edge scholarship, and especially the arts with its ability to transcend all kinds of boundaries, geographic, political, racial, ethnic, linguistic, professional, and so on. To offer as many modes and modalities of engaging with Artsakh so that everyone is forced to encounter it without looking away. To underscore the compassion and empathy in our shared humanity and shared commitment to human dignity. If you've glanced at the program, you know that it's packed to the minute because we have taken such care to curate an unprecedented experience. Given the symposium's depth and scale, there will be no opportunity for direct Q&A with the audience. However, you will have the lunch period to interact and engage with all our dynamic participants. Please keep in mind that there will be complimentary lunch for all attendees, courtesy of the generosity of Masi's Kebab, whose co-owners are members of the Institute's Leadership Council. You will have the unique opportunity to engage with the culinary heritage of Artsakh through Zhengalov huts, the national dish of the region. All of this with the visual backdrop of traditional Armenian rugs provided by Silk Road Rugs. Moreover, as you exit Bovard Auditorium and head to Founders Park for lunch, you will encounter Glendale City Poet Laureate Rafi Jovartanyan, who will ask you to contribute a word, a thought, an expression, an image in any language, any dialect, any variety, any mode of expression, so that we will collectively produce a poem by the end of this very special day. Because that is what we do at the Institute of Armenian Studies. We serve as the link and place for unexpected connections. We help build communities and relationships. We help inspire new worldviews, projects, and collaborations that take us all to a better world where all human lives matter. I want to conclude by thanking those who have made this day possible. To Dornsife College and its leadership, I thank you, Dean Mo, Dean Deverell, and your administration for investing in us and believing that Armenian studies can enrich the larger Dornsife family. To the Institute's Leadership Council and other supporters, I thank you for investing in an institution dedicated to elevating and amplifying Armenian voices. To our co-sponsors, Masi's Kebab, the National Association for Armenian Studies Research, Dornsife Divisional Dean for the Social Sciences, Visions and Voices, the UCLA Promise Armenian Institute, and Armenian Film Society, I thank you for joining forces and putting together this monumental event. To my incredible team at the Institute, none of this would have been possible without each and every one of you. I am honored to work with you every single day. Without further ado, I present to you Artsakh Uprooted, Aftermaths of Displacement.